So, okay, so here's the story. So you're stuck in this room. Can be something like this, maybe slightly smaller. Imagine that it's a room out of a Mission Impossible movie. Okay? Now the walls start coming in. Have you seen those movies where the walls are coming in? The walls are coming in from both sides, yes. And if you don't do anything, you're going to get crushed. And you're not Tom and Jerry cartoon that you get crushed and you can come back to life. No, you get crushed, you're finished, right? Okay, so the walls are coming in. There's a timer up there, starting at 60 seconds. It goes 60, 59, 58, 57. And here you are, no doors, no windows, no one to save you, you're stuck. You are going to die if you don't do something. On the ground, 3 manholes. Okay? You lift the manhole, a hole in the ground that you can lift the lid. You lift the first manhole, and in it are sharks and crocodiles. And they're all coming up like that, ready to eat you up. You're like, oh, can I say shit in here?
Sure.
Okay. You go, oh shit. And you put the lid on. You're like, okay, not that one. Then you come along and you open the second manhole, and in there, snakes, lizards, scorpions, spiders, poisonous ones. And you're like, oh my god, I'm definitely in an Indiana Jones movie now. And you close it again. The third one, it's a sewer. It is sewer. Sewer water. It is shit. Right? It is like the scene from Slumdog Millionaire. You know, where it's water and it's shitty and it stinks. But it's shallow. So this means you could probably go in there and live. But you're going to have to swim in the smelly water. So you close it again because you're like, what am I going to do? And the walls are closing in, and now the timer's down to 27, 26, 25. You don't have much time. So what would you do?
Obviously go in the crappy water.
You would, because as human beings, survival instinct will take over. You have to live. So you know that the other options are not options. So what? And you can't die. You're not going to stand there and die.
You'd rather take the smell.
You'll take the smell. So you jump in, and what happens? The first few minutes or days or years, whatever time frame, you're actually relieved because you're alive. You didn't get crushed. You weren't bitten to death by spiders, and you weren't, eaten alive by sharks. You're alive, but you're swimming in shitty waters, and it stinks. So the first few minutes, you're actually happy still. You're like covering your nose, and you're swimming like, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, thank God I'm alive. And then you keep swimming. Yeah, you keep swimming, and you're like, why am I in this smelly, shitty water? What am I doing here? And people, society, the world we live in, I'm like, oh, look at you, look at Malti swimming in the shit, or look at, whoever swimming in this crappy water. And then you're like, what am I doing here? And then you feel unhappy and miserable. But had you had to play the whole scene back, you would have done exactly the same thing. Because it was the only way to survive.